Third eye opening up so I can see. Finally I can breathe. Loving myself and giving myself everything I need.
Had some rough nights lately, but I'm feeling light. Sun on my face, wind in my hair, color so bright. Tryna smile instead of quick to battle on sight. Loving it now, choosing what's really worth the fight. Lust for the clouds, mountains, and the rain. Understanding through my dreams that there's a path to heal pain. Getting lit to stay lit, it just don't hit the same. Got so sick and tired of playing the game, yeah.
Can't let it keep me down, no. Can't let it keep me down, no. Gotta stay in the now.
About my style.
Can't let it keep me down, no. Can't let it keep me down, no. Gotta stay in the now.
Yeah.
Finally finding peace. Shatter illusions, movement sets me free. Finally I can breathe. Surrender myself and now life tastes so sweet.
Yeah. Hoping I keep moving in the right direction. Gotta take the yin with the yang, it's all a testing. Open to the notion that everything is a lesson, and that we're always being sent another message. Traveling all terrain to gain perspective. Switch the view that said it's true that I'm defective. Been to hell and back, but I continue to stay reflective and give the wisdom all right back to the collective. Let's go.
Can't let it keep me down, no. Can't let it keep me down. Gotta stay in the now.
About my style.
Can't let it keep me down, no. Can't let it keep me down. Gotta stay in the now.
Gotta stay in the now.
Finally finding me. Third eye opening up so I can see. Finally I can breathe. Loving myself and giving myself everything I need.
Had some rough nights lately, but I'm feeling light. Sun on my face, wind in my hair, color so bright. Tryna smile instead of quick to battle on sight. Loving it now, choosing what's really worth the fight. Lust for the clouds, mountains, and the rain. Understanding through my dreams that there's a path to heal pain. Getting lit to stay lit, it just don't hit the same. Got so sick and tired of playing the game, yeah.
Can't let it keep me down, no. Can't let it keep me down, no. Gotta stay in the now.
About my style.
Can't let it keep me down, no. Can't let it keep me down. Gotta stay in the now.
Yeah.
Finally finding peace. Shatter illusions, movement sets me free. Finally I can breathe. Surrender myself and now life tastes so sweet.
Yeah. Hoping I keep moving in the right direction. Gotta take the yin with the yang, it's all a testing. Open to the notion that everything is a lesson, and that we're always being sent another message. Traveling all terrain to gain perspective. Switch the view that said it's true that I'm defective. Been to hell and back, but I continue to stay reflective and give the wisdom all right back to the collective. Let's go.
Can't let it keep me down, no. Can't let it keep me down, no. Gotta stay in the now.
About my style.
Can't let it keep me down, no. Can't let it keep me down. Gotta stay in the now.
Gotta stay in the now.
Good evening, lifers. Good evening, community. I am Coach Ruth, and welcome to 15 to Life, where we learn, grow, and serve for a peaceful life. In these next 15 minutes, just 15 minutes, I not only prepare you for your upcoming week, but for the rest of your life. If this is your first time here, please put your name in the comment section so we can welcome you to the community. Also, make sure that you follow and like the page, follow the page, and share the stream. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure that you hit the subscribe button and give me a thumbs up as well. That helps grow our numbers as well. So thank you so much. Again, if you're new here, you will hear us calling each other lifers. That is because we are doing life together. So thank you for joining. Those of you who are watching on my personal page, thank you guys so much. I am going to continue a conversation that I have been having for the past 2 weeks. This will be my third week with this particular conversation. And I think it's very important. I think it's something that all of us, I don't care who we are, all of us have experienced trauma. And so I just think it's something that I just needed to talk about because here in this community, we believe in learning and growing. And my main thing is us applying what we talk about, because we can talk about something and talk about it and talk about it and read about it and learn about it and watch it and all of that, watch little clips on whatever. But until you put that thing into action and do it, it means nothing. Even if you say, I'm going to go to the grocery store and go get me some groceries for the week, and you can write out what you want from the grocery and all that kind of stuff and say, oh, this is what I need and my menu, and write it all out. But until you actually get up, right, get into the car, go to the grocery store, it means nothing. And you're going to continue to be hungry. So everything here ultimately is about action, that we got to do it. We got to walk the talk. There's a song that came out a long time ago, and I forgot who sang it. Somebody might know. If you know it, put it in the comment section, that says talk is cheap, but money pays the rent. So what are we gonna do? So let me go ahead and get to what I want to talk about. Again, this is 15 to Life, where we learn, grow, and serve for a peaceful life. Let me welcome some of the guys who are on here. Audrey, hello. Pastor Harris. Jason, you doing today? Hello, Auntie Helen, Tiara. How are you doing? You have to let me know how the other thing is working out. Bella, Beverly, how are you, beautiful? Yes, love you guys so much. Also, don't forget, share the stream. Okay, so my same question I have to ask you. That's what I was going to ask you every Sunday. And that so far, I have not failed to ask you that question. Are you doing what you are purposed and designed by God to do? Are you doing those things? Or are you just living life, just getting up, going to, getting you some coffee in the morning, getting ready for work? You go to work, you work your 8 to 4:30 or 8 to 5. You come home in traffic, eat you a meal, watch you a show, go to bed, get up in the morning and do the same thing. Are you just tracking time? That's what I want to know. Are you just tracking time? Hopefully you're doing what you're purposed and designed by God to do. Remember, this was the year of you, that you were supposed to step out in the things that you are purposed to do. We're not living in fear. We're doing it. We're doing it afraid. We're not letting things stop us. We're not letting people stop us. We're moving, right? So hopefully you're doing those things. All right. Yeah, Jason, good. Hello, Greta. How are you doing? Things are looking up beautiful. Good. I'm glad to hear that. Okay. So this topic that started off was, does trauma make you stronger? So we talked about trauma, whether or not that makes us stronger. And then this week I thought I found a scripture that I want to show you very, very quickly. and it's from the prophet Elijah. And he had just killed a bunch of false prophets. And Jezebel, y'all, if you know anything about the Bible, you know the Queen Jezebel. She was a really, really bad lady, really, really bad lady. And she was mad that he had killed all these prophets. So he was on a high, right? He had killed these prophets. He was like, oh, yes. Well, then word got back to him that Jezebel was like, look, like, I'm going to kill you. Before the sun sets, you are going to be dead because I'm going to kill you. Right? So he's upset. So then this particular scripture is right after he found out she said that she was going to have him killed. So it says Elijah was afraid and ran for his life. Think about, guys, also our question, does trauma make you stronger? When he came to Beersheba in Judah, he left his servant there while he himself went a day's journey into the wilderness. He came to a broom bush, sat down under it, and prayed that he might die. Does that sound like trauma making you stronger? He was so upset that he was like, you know what? I just want to die. Like, just forget it. Like, I'm done. Okay. And he said, I have had enough, Lord. I've had enough, Lord. He said, just take my life. I am no better than my ancestors. Now, have any of us been there? Have you ever said, when things have happened in your life, that trauma, like, oh my God, I thank you for the trauma. No, you're just like, man, I'm tired. I'm done. I don't want to do this anymore. I quit. All right. Anybody been there? I can raise my hand. I'll raise both hands. Because it's like there are times in your life where you just, you're just tapped out of everything. So, yeah, so that's where Elijah was. That's where, hey, Crystal, hello, Clementine, how are you doing? I mean, and that's where we've been sometimes. So, no, trauma doesn't make you stronger. His particular trauma was going to take him out because he was like, I'm done. I just want to die, God. Like, just, I'm done. So, no, trauma does not make you stronger. But let me get back to my next thing. So we talked about the emotional and psychological trauma. What is it caused by? And I'm going to go through these very quickly. And I'm only going through them quickly because I went over them the past 2 weeks. So if this is your first time on here, go back the last 2 weeks and I go into more detail on exactly what causes trauma. Okay. So I'm just going to read through these because I got to get to something else in my remaining minutes. So it's one-time event such as an accident, injury, or violent attack. It could be rape, assault, especially if it was unexpected or happened in childhood. Like I said before, how many of us remember specifically things that happened to us in our childhood? And I talked about something that happened to me as well. Okay, it could be a one-time event, or it could have been an ongoing, relentless stress, such as living in a crime-ridden neighborhood, that's PTSD, battling a life-threatening illness, or experiencing traumatic events that occur repeatedly, such as bullying, domestic violence, or childhood neglect. Thank you, Sandra, for sharing the stream. If you guys have not shared the stream, make sure you share that. Somebody, a friend, family, somebody needs what we're talking about. Okay. And then, so it could be a one-time event, could be something that's ongoing. We're talking about what causes trauma, or there's commonly overlooked causes such as surgery, especially in the first 3 years of life, the sudden death of someone close, the breakup of a significant relationship. Doesn't have to be marriage. It could be a friendship. It could be you and your sister, or you and your brother, somebody that's significant. It could be you and your mom, you and your dad, right? A lot of times we think about just marriage, but it's not. Okay. The breakup of a significant relationship, or a humiliating or deeply disappointing experience. Maybe you got fired in front of everybody. Trauma. Okay. Like I said, I can't go into great detail on this again, especially if someone was deliberately cruel. All right. Thank you, Coco, for sharing the stream. Now, where I want to get to tonight is what are some of the symptoms? We know what it is, right? We talked about what it is, and we talked about some of the causes of it. What are the symptoms of it? What are the symptoms? You've got shock, denial, or disbelief. When something happens like that, it's like it didn't even happen. Sometimes we even wipe it out of our mind and we have no memory. You have people who maybe suffered some trauma when they were a child and they just block out whole segments of their childhood. Like they don't even remember. But that was their way of handling that particular trauma. So it could be in denial, confusion, difficulty concentrating. Again, though that child that's growing up in that chaotic home life, you take them to school, they can't concentrate, and then people wonder why. They just think, oh, this child is bad. Oh, they're just acting out. No, they can't concentrate because of all the hell that's going on in their home. Okay, you've got anger. That's a big one, right? The smallest little thing that happens, you get mad, you're breaking stuff, you're putting holes in the wall, you're snapping at the kids, you're snapping at everybody, anger, just mad all the time. Irritability, mood swings, it ain't got nothing to do with that time of the month. 1 minute you're happy, the next minute, it's you're 1 minute you're happy, the next minute you're crying. And I'm going to give you a quick symptom. What time is it? They got 3 minutes left. I don't think I'm going to get through everything today. I think about my dad, and I'm not blaming him on this because at the time I didn't know. But as a child, it was like he would be fine. We would be at home and we're watching, we only had one TV. And so all of us are watching TV in the one room and he'd be fine. And he would leave the room and, for a few minutes or whatever, and he would come back and then he would just be a totally different person. He's fussing, he's angry. And we're just like, what happened? Like, what is going on? And I found out later on through one of my brothers that my father worked for the Army Corps of Engineers. And isolation. Yeah, absolutely. He worked for the Army Corps of Engineers. And I was told that he told my brothers that every day for like his first, 10 or 15 years there, they called him a nigger every day. I mean, that's how they addressed him. Not by Charles, certainly not Mr. Breckenridge. Nigger. Every day. So you can imagine the trauma that he experienced that we didn't know, because right, he didn't come home and tell us that. We just knew when he came home that he was angry and we were the brunt of the anger. Right? Yeah, Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. Absolutely. So you've got that anxiety, fear. You're just scared of stuff. Maybe something happened and you were in that car accident when you were a child. So now when you go in a certain speed or whatever, you're fearful. You're so fearful that something's going to happen. Guilt, shame, self-blame. That's a big one. It's my fault. I caused it. If I hadn't been there, if I hadn't been in the club, if I hadn't worn those shorts, right? If I hadn't let him kiss me, it's my fault. I caused it. That's a big one for us. And that's even worse. It's bad when somebody does something to us, but it's worse when we blame ourselves for what happened. It's worse when we blame ourselves. So you've got the guilt of what happened. Guilt is, it's described like this. Guilt is something that happens to you. Shame is what you say, I am. I am that rape. I am that bad child. I don't I am not worthy of love. Shame says, I am that. Guilt says, it's just something that happened, if that makes sense. Like I said, self-blame is the worst. The worst. Withdrawing from others. I have family members that they just pull away because they can't deal with it. They can't deal with the trauma. So they just retreat. Feeling sad or hopeless, and then feeling disconnected. Like you can't make those friendships because, you dealt with rejection. And so it's like, I want to be your friend, but I don't know. Right? Because you might reject me or not be my friend, just like my mama rejected me or my daddy rejected me or my other friend did that. So you're feeling disconnected, like you can't connect with people at work or any of that. Oh my God, I've already gone over 1 minute. If this is resonating with anybody, just raise your hand and, just put it out there, just say, hey, you don't have to say anything about anything that may have happened to you, anything like that. But I think this is something that we can all relate to. Okay. Bottom line, same thing I've said the other weeks, is we have to make a choice to heal. Right? Because healing is not going to come until we make that choice. That our being stronger comes, so the trauma doesn't make us stronger. Remember, it's our choice to heal that makes us stronger. That's what makes us stronger. So we got to make that choice to heal, however that whatever that looks like. And then I found this quote, and I thought it was so poignant and so on point. And it says, trauma creates change you don't choose. Trauma creates change that you don't choose. Healing is about creating change that you do choose. Right? So trauma, you didn't choose the bad stuff that happened to you. You didn't choose to be hurt. You didn't choose to be abused. You didn't choose any of those things that happened to you that caused the trauma, whether it was a one-time event or whether it was ongoing. But you can choose to heal. And that's what I want to leave you with, that we got to make the choice. And then we'll get into maybe next week some of the things on how we heal. How do we heal from our trauma? Because I don't want you to live a lifetime in this, because there's so much that you are purposed to do, and you can't do it when you are tied to that trauma. It's going to hold you back every time. You're just not going to be able to walk because you got that weight on you. So we're going to figure out a way to minimize that weight. It's never going to go away, right? It doesn't just disappear because you say, I choose to heal. It's always going to be there. But it can be a little small, little ant, a little scar, or it can be that big boulder. You got to make that choice. Okay? Oh, I know. 15 minutes is not enough, and I've gone over, but I made a promise that I was only going to take 15 minutes of your time, because I know we're all busy. And so it just gives me a chance to maybe go in a little bit more depth. But I thank you guys so much for your time. I do. I thank you for your time. And the last thing I want to leave you with real quick, we got 49 days left in 2023. What can you begin now that is going to give you a head start on 2024? And how many of you saved your dollar per week last week? Last week, I told you to save $1 a day. Don't do $7 at the end of the week and just say, here's my $7. You're supposed to save $1 a week. And we're still doing that. So this week, start saving your dollar per day. I'm setting you up to do something every day. It's beginning a habit, right? You got to do it every day. So if you got to get 10 dimes, 20 nickels, 100 pennies, 4 quarters, do what you got to do to get that dollar every day. So by the end of the year, you're supposed to have $56. All right. That is it, guys. I love you all so much. Please remember that I love you. I believe in you. I believe in your dreams. But most importantly, I believe in your action. So you got to get out there and you got to do it. I can't do it for you. Nobody else can do it for you. You got to do it. So I'm going to say it again. I love you. I do, with my whole heart. They say from the bottom of my heart. No, with my whole heart, I love you. I believe in you. I believe in your dreams. But most importantly, I believe in your action. So I need you to get started. Think about that trauma. Think about it. Start figuring out a way about your healing. And like I said, next week, we're going to start talking about ways that you can begin to heal. All right. I love you so much. You all, I got to get to my right screen. I love you all so much. You all have a peaceful week. Bye-bye.
Finally finding me. Third eye opening up so I can see. Finally I can breathe. Loving myself and giving myself everything I need.
Had some rough nights lately, but I'm feeling light. Sun on my face, wind in my hair, color so bright. Tryna smile instead of quick to battle on sight. Loving it now, choosing what's really worth the fight. Lust for the clouds, mountains, and the rain. Understanding through my dreams that there's a path to heal pain. Getting lit to stay lit, it just don't hit the same. Got so sick and tired of playing the game, yeah.
Can't let it keep me down.